It's Memorial Day, and I wanted to do a special video to honor some American heroes. At the Vermont Marble Company, there is a replica of the tomb of the unknown soldier. It was made out of Vermont marble. The tomb of the unknown soldier is at Arlington National Cemetery. But I wanted to tell you about some of my heroes. This is William Wesley Burr, my stepdad. He was born in March of 1919, and as he grew up, he was very proud to become the center for the Odom Owls in Odom, Texas. He was drafted into the Navy, and here is a photo of him celebrating his 22nd birthday in 1941. He was very proud to serve his country, and he even went to Dutch Harbor, Alaska in part of his tour. It looks like he was bored. He was probably thinking about his wife back home as he was doing some paperwork for his job. But it looks like he had a little bit of fun with some four-wheeling. Maybe that's where I got the love for four-wheeling. His first baby was born in October of 1942. Bill, as we all called him, and we actually called him Bill, he worked for Texaco Oil Company for many decades and retired as one of their top geophysicists. His passion was tennis. As a lefty, he had the edge. He loved to fly, and when we had our airplane, he would love to go out and meet us as we would fly into Houston to go visit him and my mom. His other passion was playing pool. If you went to visit him, you would have to at least play one round of pool with him, and he taught our son Paul how to play pool. And they would always play pool until the day that Bill had to leave home. He and my mother were married for over 40 years. He was one of the most happy people I've ever known in my life. He would always say, "You just got to be happy," and he had one of those silly fish that said, "Don't worry, be happy." But one day, we weren't happy. It was the day that family and friends would gather to say goodbye to William Wesley Burr. He was buried with his tennis racket in Taft, Texas. And here's a picture of his son, Keith Wesley Burr, in July of 1959. Keith would have been 12 years old, and I think that this was already sparking his desire to join the Navy. And Keith did join the Navy in the heat of the Vietnam War, but fortunately, he never had to go. He was actually an airplane mechanic for the U.S. Navy, stationed in Corpus Christi, Texas. He loved his Navy years, and I'm sure that all of this was because his dad had talked so much about his fond years in the Navy. And here are some awesome pictures of Keith. And this is my dad and his two brothers. All three of these men served in World War II. Alec on the right served in the Army in the Pacific Theater. Leon in the center served in the Navy, and my dad on the left also served in the Navy. My Uncle Alec is probably the happiest person I've ever known in my entire life. He celebrated his 100th birthday in 2021. He served in the U.S. Army in the Pacific Theater. And this is a photograph of my dad when he was approximately 20 years old. He too was drafted into the Navy for World War II, but fortunate for him, he was drafted near the end of the war and never had to ship away. He did serve on the USS Shangri-La in San Diego. He married my mom in 1950, and he actually worked for the Hughes Tool Company for over 40 years in their shipping department, retiring as the shipping department manager. He always thought a lot about Howard Hughes, and one day we actually took him out to Howard Hughes' grave, where he is buried in Houston, Texas. I was the apple of my dad's eye. I was the only child, and I did give him his only grandchild, Seth Paul Groman. Paul and him had a special relationship. He made Paul a birthday cake every year with M&Ms. They had a couple of things that they always did. They always ate M&Ms together, and Paul always sat on his lap in his chair. No matter how heavy Paul got, he continued to lay on top of my dad in his easy chair. We called him Putt-Putt because we always played putt-putt. My dad did get to see his 90th birthday, and we had a great event for him with lots of family and friends. We had a special cake made for him by another military veteran who happens to be a baker, and he made this beautiful cake for my dad out of 90 cupcakes. It was a fabulous cupcake cake. My dad passed away on Memorial Day, 2018. I think that was rather fitting. But one day, this will happen to all of us. Our family will have to say goodbye to us as I have had to say goodbye to William Wesley Burr, Keith Wesley Burr, and Daniel Edward Bosloff. We honor these three veterans, which are all buried just yards away from each other, acres away. A preacher once said, "Greet every veteran that you see. You know the old guys that are walking in the parking lot with the ball cap on? Say something to them, even if they can't hear you." And I am right with that. I say thank you to every veteran that I can. I have instilled that in our son, and I would appreciate if you would do the same. Tell them thank you for serving our country. And one mom said to me one time when she found out that both of her sons were joining the military as soon as they graduated from high school, and she had homeschooled them, and she said to me that she was talking to God one day and she said, "Why my sons? Why are my sons doing that?" And she said it came to her very clearly, why not your sons? So when you put your head on your soft pillow tonight, remember all of those that have served our country and did not have a soft pillow to put their head down on. Appreciate what they have done for our freedom. Thank you.